I put a pumpkin on my front lawn. My neighbor called the police and said I tried to murder his son. Every October, my son and I would carve pumpkins. Not one or two, but dozens. He'd sketch the faces in a notebook first. Each one different, each one named. Then we'd spend entire weekends bringing them to life. Spooky ones, silly ones, elaborate ones with scenes carved into the skin. We'd line them up along the front walkway, light candles inside each one. The whole street would slow down to look. He was 6 when the Solomon Kid first smashed them. 16 years old, baseball bat, middle of the night. We woke up to orange carnage scattered across the lawn. Pumpkin guts splattered on the driveway. Seeds everywhere. Every single pumpkin destroyed. My son walked outside in his pajamas and just stood there. Didn't cry, didn't speak, just stared at the mess. I wanted to burn that kid's house down, but my wife stopped me at the door. He's watching you right now. Show him what kind of man handles this. So I walked outside and put my hand on his shoulder. You know what? Those pumpkins lived good lives. They deserve to be remembered. He looked up at me. What do you mean? I walked him inside and grabbed a poster board from the closet. Every pumpkin we make from now on gets a spot on the wall. Name, photo, birthday. And when they die, we write them a eulogy. He thought I was joking at first. I wasn't. We called it the Memorial Wall. Gerald, Sir Smashington III, Princess Cordelia, Count Pumpkilla. Every single pumpkin got a name, a photograph, and a death certificate when the Solomon Kid inevitably came swinging. The game wasn't about watching destruction. It was about honoring what we'd created. My son would write little eulogies in crayon. Gerald was a brave pumpkin. He had triangle eyes and a crooked smile. He lasted 4 days. We will miss him. We'd have mock funerals in the backyard, lower pumpkin chunks into the compost bin with full ceremony. My son would give speeches. My wife would pretend to cry. It was ridiculous. It was morbid. It was ours. 4 years of this. The memorial wall filled an entire garage wall. Hundreds of photos. Hundreds of names. The Solomon Kid would wave from his driveway the morning after each massacre. His parents never said a word. Then my son got sick. Tumor behind his eye. Inoperable. The doctors gave him until Thanksgiving. He had one request. Can we make one more pumpkin? The biggest one ever? I want to carve it myself. We found a 200-pound giant at a farm 3 counties over. It took both of us to roll it into the truck. He was so weak by then, but he insisted on doing the carving himself. It took him a week. He could only work for 20 minutes at a time before he needed to rest, but he did it. A massive jack-o'-lantern with the most intricate face we'd ever made. A scene of a father and son holding hands, silhouetted against a moon. We put it at the end of the walkway, lit 6 candles inside. It glowed like a beacon. I put a small sign next to it, please don't touch, in memory of Ethan. He died 3 days later. The funeral was packed. The whole neighborhood came. The Solomons sat in the back row. The kid wore a suit and stared at the floor. 2 nights after we buried my son, I heard footsteps outside. I got to the window just in time to see the bat connect. The pumpkin exploded. Seeds and guts sprayed across the lawn. The candles scattered. The carved scene of father and son shattered into 100 pieces. The Solomon Kid was laughing. His father was filming from the sidewalk. My wife found me at 1 a.m., kneeling in the pumpkin remains, holding a piece of the carving. The father's hand, still attached to the son's. She didn't say anything, just knelt beside me. The next morning, I drove to the same farm, bought another 200-pound pumpkin. My daughter helped me carve it. Same design, same scene. Father and son holding hands. But this time, I did something different. After everyone went to sleep, I hollowed out the center and filled it with 60 pounds of concrete. Let it cure for 3 days. Then I sealed it up, repainted the orange skin, and placed it at the end of the walkway. From the outside, it looked exactly like before. Just a pumpkin. We waited. 8 days later. Footsteps on the lawn. 2 a.m. I watched from the window. The Solomon Kid walked up with his bat, wound up, and swung as hard as he could. The sound was something I'll never forget. The bat stopped dead. His wrists snapped backward. He screamed and dropped to the ground, rolling around, holding his arms. The bat had splintered into pieces. His father came running across the street, screaming that I'd tried to kill his son. The cops arrived 20 minutes later, surveyed the scene, looked at the destroyed bat, looked at my pumpkin still standing. Sir, your son smashed a pumpkin with a baseball bat. It's filled with concrete. He knew we were coming. We've been smashing his pumpkins for years, and this time, he stopped. The officer raised an eyebrow. You've been doing this for years? I pulled out my phone. 4 years of security footage. Every smashed pumpkin, every 2 a.m. attack. The officer watched the whole thing. Then he looked at the father. That pumpkin is on his property. Filling it with concrete isn't illegal. Destroying it is. They were both ordered to pay fines. The kid's wrists required surgery. His baseball scholarship vanished. The memorial wall is still up in the garage. 347 pumpkins. I added one more photo last fall. My son holding a pumpkin twice his size. The eulogy reads, Ethan was the bravest pumpkin of all. He's still glowing.